Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today in this video we are going to see another important topic of fundamentals of research ethics. Dear friends, in this video we are going to see the meaning of research, types of research, then research ethics, meaning, history, purpose and object, professional ethics and research ethics, what is the research misconduct, then general principles and principles of research ethics in medical and social sciences. Let's start with our today's video. Now, first we'll understand what is meant by research. Dear friends, research is defined as a careful consideration of study regarding a particular concern or problem using scientific methods. Means research is nothing but a consideration, means investigation or thinking of regarding a particular concern or problem. In research, we try to find out a solution of a particular problem or a particular concern, and we have to conduct a research using scientific methods so that we can have a scientific conclusion. And therefore research is nothing but to search into the field which is already been searched, which is already been invented. And therefore research is a novel angle, a novel or a new perspective to find out a new solution to the problem. According to the American sociologist Earl Robert Babbie, research is a systematic inquiry to describe, explain, predict, and control the observed phenomenon. It involves inductive and deductive methods. Now here, according to Earl Babbie, research is a systematic inquiry. Again, it is nothing but an investigation or consultation in order to either to describe or to explain or to predict or to control the observed phenomenon. Mean these four are the objectives of the researcher according to Earl Babbie. And further he says this research may involve inductive and deductive methods. Now inductive and deductive, these are very different topics we'll deal with in our another video. Next, what is the significance of research? Why do we want to conduct a research? It is very important to know because many people think that why the research is important. First, research is able to provide solution to things that are unknown. Many times we are not knowing the logic behind the magic. Many times we don't know why the things are happening in a particular way, and therefore to know such thing we have to conduct the research. And by this way the research helps to bridge gaps in knowledge. Further, we can point out that research is important to expand our knowledge base. It adds to our existing knowledge, and therefore the research contributes towards the existing knowledge, towards the existing theory, and therefore it is helpful in updating our information. Updating information, it means we must know what are the contemporary issues, what are the recent trends in the particular field, and therefore we need to conduct a research, particularly in a business, in a legal area. We have to have update knowledge of recent judgments and recent trends in market. Next, research is important to remove our bias or our prejudicial view, because many times we have certain personal or pecuniary bias or a bias as to subject matter towards a particular subject, towards a particular person, towards a particular thing or a field. And after conducting a research we come to conclusion whether we were biased or not. And if we were biased, we have to improve, we have to introduce certain new ideas, and we have to clear our vision regarding the particular problem or concern. And by this way, research helps us in solving the problem. Means we have to found new ideas, new answers to the problem. We have to do certain things in a different manner so that we can have a different results. And this way, the research is also very important to encourage our curiosity. Every person is curious. Every person wants to know why the particular things are happening in a particular manner, and for that purpose we have to conduct a research. Okay, this is very important aspect of research. Now moving further, what are the main purposes or kinds of research, why the research is conducted, and in what context the research is conducted? Let's understand it. First, the research is conducted in an exploratory manner where the researcher wants to explore a particular question, to explore a group of question. For example, why the particular things are happening? What are the reasons behind happening of certain events in a particular manner? And therefore, he wants to explore that particular. Explore means to expose the questions to the people at large, and therefore researchers conduct exploratory studies. Next, a descriptive research where the researcher focuses on expanding knowledge on current issues through a process of data collection. Descriptive means a narrative where the researcher collects the existing knowledge, and so that, for example, a codification and consolidation of a data is very important in a descriptive research where the researcher wants to expand the existing knowledge by collecting different ideologies from different sections of the society. And next is the explanatory, that is a casual or explanatory research is conducted to understand the impact of specific changes in existing standard procedures. For example, scientific research are considered as explanatory research or a pure research, where the researcher, the scientist, wants to know why the particular things are happening in a particular manner, and therefore they want to understand the impact of specific changes. For example, what are the impact of the mutation of coronavirus? Okay, these are the different purposes or kinds of research. Now further, we'll understand what is meant by ethics. We'll come towards our main topic, that is a research ethics. Now, while conducting a research, it is also important to have certain ethics, to have certain ethical base. The word ethics is derived from the Greek word ethos, which means custom or character. Ethos means a character of a particular thing. For example, we say that if the character is lost, everything is lost. Character is genuineness, how the person is, and therefore the character is very important in ethics. Ethics is the systematic study of values so as to decide what is right and what is wrong. Our conscious mind helps us in deciding what is right and what is wrong. Our inner consciousness is nothing but a decision making power which is given to every human being to decide what is right and what is wrong. And therefore ethics is the kind of study, it is a branch of knowledge which studies the values. And therefore one may also define ethics as a method, procedure, or perspective for deciding how to act and for analyzing complex problems and issues. For example, in ethics, Niti Shastra, in ethics, We do study how to act in a particular place, in a particular problem, or in a particular situation. And if the people are behaving in a particular manner, in a particular time or a particular place, then the ethics will help us to analyze the problems and issues. And therefore, ethics is very important. Then most people learn ethical norms at home, at school, in society, or in other social settings. We do observe the ethical norms from our childhood. We do observe the norms, ethical norms at home, how our parents are behaving with each other, how they are behaving with our neighbors, how they are behaving with the other sections of the society. We do understand the ethics in our school. In school, we do have a relation with our teachers, with our colleagues, with our friends, with administrative authorities, and in society we come to across towards other social servants like policemen and many other like traders, malls, etc., where we come across with many people and we learn ethical norms. Many times we do conduct observation to understand the ethics. Now, in research also, to conduct a research also, we must have certain research ethics. Now, what is meant by research ethics? Research ethics is a codification of scientific morality in practice. Research ethics is a codification. Codification means where you codify a particular behavior, the expected behavior for scientific morality in practice. I mean, in practice, we have to adopt certain standard procedures, and these standard procedures are nothing but the research ethics. To conduct a research, we must follow certain standard practices, and these are scientific one. Then research ethics specify the basic norms and values of the research community. Those who wants to conduct research, all those researchers must follow certain basic norms and values while conducting a research. These basic norms and values may be used in a different context. Therefore, these ethics are very important while conducting a research. Otherwise, our research base will be disastrous for the society, and therefore we have to understand what is the research. Now we'll understand the research ethics in history. For example, Nuremberg Code of 1948, Syphilis Study 1930 to 1972, Declaration of Helsinki 1964, and the research ethics also has been provided in India by the Indian Council of Medical Research. Now all these Nuremberg, Syphilis Study, Declaration of Helsinki, and Indian Council of Medical Research, all these research ethics are evolved to control a biological research, a research on human beings, and therefore they have prepared certain basic norms to conduct a research, particularly while dealing with animal or human beings. And therefore our research ethics has been evolved from this biological, or we can say the research which has been conducted on human species. Okay. Now in India also we do have a long history of ethics, but in India the ethics were termed as dharma, niti, nyay and niyamas. Now what is dharma? The knowledge concerning morality, purity, ethical conduct, righteous behavior, propriety, discernment, right judgment, etc. are goes by the generic name dharma. Means we have to follow dharma, pati dharma, patni dharma, shezar dharma, rashtra dharma, samaj dharma. Means we have to have certain ethical practices while dealing with our friend, husband, wife, or towards our nation, towards our society. and these ethical norms are branded as a dharma. Now, we do have another Niti Shastra. Rajniti, Arthaniti, Dharmaniti means the guidance, the science, the philosophy, or we can say it is as the instruction concerning morals, principles, and conduct is known as Niti. Means how we have to behave in a society, in home, at school, or at any other places. That is known as niti. And the niyamas are the morals, rules, regulations, or the restrictions which ensure our righteous conduct or the discernment of right and wrong, which ensure right adherence to dharma. Means to follow the dharma, we have to follow the niyamas, that is, certain standard practices. By following these niyamas, we can observe, we can follow the dharma, and therefore the ethical norms has been deeply rooted in Indian ethos. These research ethics are important. Then certain objectives of research ethics has been given in numbers. First, ethical norms helps us to promote the aims of research. The aim of any research is to generate the knowledge, is to create the knowledge base, the truthful knowledge, and that too by avoidance of error. Prohibitions against fabricating, falsifying, or misrepresenting research data. It also helps to promote the truth and to minimize the error in our research work. And therefore, research ethics are very important. We have to concentrate what are the aims of research, and therefore, research ethics helps us to focus upon the aims of research. Then, ethical standards promote the values that are essential for collaborative work, such as trust, accountability, mutual respect, and fairness. Many times, we do conduct a collaborative research work where a researcher from different fields like ethical committees which has been established, there we have to conduct a collaborative research from different perspective, and if everybody follows the research ethics, then it will help to conduct a research in a very smooth and in very scientific manner. Then many of the ethical norms help to ensure that researchers can be held accountable to the public. Now, why we want to follow the research ethics? Because we have to conduct the research for the benefit, for the welfare of the general public. Our research shall contribute towards solving the existing problem, and it will help to relieve the problems in the society. And therefore, while conducting a research, we have to collect the data from the public, and therefore our data shall be helpful to the public, and therefore every researcher is accountable to the public. Then these ethical norms in research also help to build public support for research. For example, a sociological research is very important to improve the existing practices, existing ritis in the society, and therefore while conducting a research to get support from the public, it is necessary to follow certain ethical norms. Then the research ethics also helps to promote moral and social values such as social responsibility, human rights, animal welfare, compliance with the law, and public health and safety. These are the common objects of research ethics. These are the common objectives of the research ethics. Why we want to have a research ethics. Okay, now many people has a confusion that research ethics are synonymous of professional ethics. No, Professional ethics are different things and research ethics are different things. Professional ethics are principles that govern the behavior of a person or a group in a business environment. Means every business environment do need to follow certain professional ethics. For example, professional ethics for journalists, professional ethics for lawyers, for chartered accountants, for doctors, for nurses. They are having a different professional ethics owing to their duties. These professional ethics are nothing but the values which provide rules on how a person should act towards other person and institution in such an environment. Professionals are providing services to the society, to the people, and therefore they have to follow certain ethical standards. Whereas research ethics are conceived as distinct from existing discourses of professional ethics. Research ethics appears to be external and independent of the practices it normatively analyzes and comments upon. Means research ethics are an external part, whereas professional ethics are internal part. By conducting a research ethics, we can improve, we can standardize the professional ethics. To improve anything, we have to conduct a research. Then research ethics do have a very close relation with research misconducts. What are the research misconducts? Research misconducts involves certain important concepts like a fabrication, falsification, plagiarism. Fabrication means while conducting a research, we do make up our data or results. Means we have a biased mind in uh, concluding our research, in designing our conclusion, and therefore this is known as a fabrication, and fabrication of data is a kind of illegal act. Then the falsification, while conducting a research data, we conduct a false data, we manipulate the research material or changing or omitting the data or results, by which hampers the results, and therefore the falsification is uh, represented in a research record, which creates a disastrous effect on our conclusion, on our database, and therefore falsification is considered as a misconduct. And plagiarism, this is well known and hotly debated word, plagiarism. It is the appropriation of another person's ideas and processes, results, or words without giving them appropriate credit. While conducting a research, we have to conduct a data, no issue. The data which is already available in a very different forms. But while collecting data, while quoting the data in our research work, we have to give acknowledgement that I have collected the data from such and source. The source of the data, that is the original source of the data, has been given in a footnote or in a endnote, so that the researcher could go through that original material. The plagiarism is nothing but denying the authority or the source from where we have used the data. Therefore, we have to give acknowledgement from where the data has been collected. And research misconduct does not include honest errors or differences of opinion. Okay, while conducting a research, we have to accept the limitations of research. If we have conducted a bona fide research, it does not mean a research misconduct, but we shall be very lenient, we shall be very truthful towards our research work. There may be differences of opinion with our uh, colleagues, and that differences of opinion does not mean a misconduct or research misconduct. Then there are different agencies which control the research ethics, which have provided the research ethics, like professional associations, government agencies, and universities have adopted specific codes, rules, and policies relating to research ethics. Many government agencies like UGC or corporate agencies like TCS and all that, they also have provided ethical rules for funded research. When they fund a particular research, they want to follow certain research ethics by the researcher. Then in India, the research ethics in medical field are provided by the Indian Council of Medical Research in February 1980. It was released as a policy statement on ethical consideration involved in research on human subjects. Particularly the medical field do conduct a research on human subject. They have to conduct a clinical trials, and for conducting clinical trials they have to get informed consent of the object, that is the person on whom they are conducting a research. And that was the main crux of Nuremberg trial or syphilis study in America. Now, this policy statement of 1980 issued by ICMR was the first policy statement giving official guidelines for establishment of ethics committee or ethical committees in all medical colleges and research centers. Where the research is conducted on human subject, you have to follow the ethical committee. The ethical committee has different members, 5 to 15 members from different field, from pharmacologist, from surgery, from legal experts, from sociological experts. Means the representation has been made of different sectors so that they have to carry the ethical control of the research work. Okay, all these research ethics are nothing but a guideline to conduct a research in a very fair manner for the development of human beings. Then the research ethics are have also provided certain principles in conducting a social science research. In social science, it is fundamental to democratic society and should be inclusive of different interests, values, funders, methods, and perspectives. When we conduct a research in a social science, we do have connection with different sections of the society, and therefore we have to follow certain norms. We have to respect the privacy, autonomy, diversity, values, and dignity of every individual, groups, and communities while conducting a social research. Then, in a social science, the study shall be conducted with integrity throughout employing the most appropriate methods of research purpose. Integrity means we should be committed, we should be honest with our research. Then all social scientists should act with regard to their social responsibilities in conducting and disseminating their research work. Means they should have a social responsibilities that their research shall not cause any unfair results to the society, and therefore the research in social sciences has to be carried out with due diligence and honest efforts. All social science should aim to maximize benefit and minimize the harm. The social engineering, the social science is the field which is aimed to provide maximum benefit to the maximum number of people so that we can minimize the pain and we can maximize the pleasure. That is the pain and pleasure theory. And therefore, in conducting social science, we should be very sensitive towards the public sentiments. Okay. Then different research ethics and ethical principles has been universally accepted by across all the professions. These research ethics and research ethical principles are honesty, trustworthiness, loyalty, respect for others, adherence to the law, doing good and avoiding harm to others, and public accountability or social accountability or accountability towards the field. And there are many such research ethical principles. Research ethics are available in different sectors of education. We have to follow this research ethics in order to conduct a good research, a scientific research, and a research which will add to the existing knowledge base, the research which will be helpful for the future generations. And therefore, these ethical principles in research are very important. In our next video, we'll understand these principles in a depth. Thank you very much. I hope you like the video. Please watch and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.